Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Blueface. Now, Blueface is a rapper from the Los Angeles area, and dude has been putting on for a while now, man. Ever since he dropped his hit song Tatiana with the remix and all that, dude's career has been up and up. Now, he's balanced this whole thing while staying true to his Cali roots, along with the fact that, he's a rapper in the hip hop game. He was on the Double XL list and all that, man. Whack 100 is his manager, and that's pretty much the synopsis of Blueface's career. Now, one thing that's always concerning about Blueface is the fact that he has this whole social media persona where he seems to do a lot of extra stuff. Like, he had this all-girls boxing league. He had a whole bunch of things where he had like this crib where they stayed. It was a bunch of drama and stuff, and it seems like it's unneeded, but it brings attention to him and his brand. So you don't know if it's fabricated in order to meet that purpose. Now, Blueface seems like he might have got some unwanted attention this weekend, coupled with some attention that he thought he needed, man. Now, this is going to make perfect sense in a little bit because the story is saying that, I'm going to read from TMZ, that Blueface is being accused of attacking a bouncer. And they got pictures and all that, man, of the bouncer looking like he got roughed up. Now, before we get to the specifics of the story, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about Blueface and this story about him getting into a fight with a bouncer, man. The way they say it, Blueface and his homeboys put the beats on a bouncer, man. Actually, man, treated him, man. Packed him out, all of that. You know what I mean? So let's get to the story. Now, the headline of the story says this. It says, Blueface accused of attacking bouncer, battery report taken. So basically, you can already guess from that headline that the police were called, because who else would be taking the report? You know what I mean? Now, the story starts off by saying this. It says that Blueface allegedly attacked a club bouncer with the help of his two pals, leaving the dude in stitches. And now cops are on the case. So, man, they're saying that Blueface and his homeboys obviously won whatever encounter that they were in, or whatever alleged encounter or alleged attack they were in. Now, that's a little, I don't know, man. It's hard to believe, man. I already have some skepticism when it comes to this story, because bouncers roll deep, man. For you to catch a bouncer by himself, that's usually not, maybe the dude at the door, but usually there's another door dude there, and there's cameras all over there. So, man, we'll continue with the story, but I'm already a little skeptical, and I ain't trying to shoot Blueface no bail or anything like that. Now, the story continues by saying this. It says, sources familiar with the situation tell TMZ Blueface tried rolling up to Skinny's Lounge late Sunday night in the San Fernando Valley, but got stopped at the door by a security guard who asked to see his ID. Now, all that is normal stuff. You expect to go into an establishment where you can get your drink on, or a nightclub or something like that, you're going to get hit up for your ID, man. That just happens, man. People want to make sure that you have your ID. People want to make sure you're of age. And, also on the side, they be taking account of who's in there, and, remembering what faces they saw, what ages they were, man. It's a lot that goes into going into an establishment where you're going to have some fun. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't take offense to that. So hopefully that's not what they're saying that Blueface, got set off about. But they are going to get into that in a second. Now, the story also says this. It says, we're told Blueface noted he didn't have one and asked the guard if he knew who he was. Now, anytime you hear a story in the media where the artist, the actor, the anything has to tell somebody, hey, you don't know who I am? It's not going to end right for that person. You know what I mean? Or that artist. You know what I mean? Because obviously they don't care. They wouldn't card you in the first place. They're not going to card people that they hold to a super high regard. Or maybe they have a policy where they don't care about that and they card everybody. But the story continues by saying this. It says, apparently whipping out his phone to Google himself and show he was famous. Now that's borderline sad. Like, you shouldn't have to whip out your phone and Google yourself and be like, hey man, look, I'm famous. Let me in and let me break the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really work like that, with most people. I mean, for artists, yeah, sometimes they get the leeway. People are going to be like, oh, well, Blueface up in here, depending on the spot. But obviously, this place was not all about that. They didn't care who you are. They don't care about Tatiana. They don't care about them platinum and gold plaques. They don't care about the money. All they want to know is if you got your ID. And at that situation, man, you just got to remove yourself and keep walking. Now, the story keeps on by saying the guard didn't care, though. And just like I said, man, dude obviously didn't care, or he wouldn't have carded you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Or he would have known you by face. And if you don't have that relationship, you might as well just go ahead, whoop out that ID. Because as an adult, you know, if you want to go to a place where they serving liquor, you got to have your ID. So dude was, and he might have been on one. You never know, man. He's a regular person. He working his job, you rolling in. It just might be his opportunity, you know, to be a jerk, man. Sometimes people just want to be a jerk. You feel me? Now the story continues by saying, and wouldn't let him in without proper identification, which you can't be mad at because that's dude's job. I know, it seems like a hater move, especially if you're a rapper, you're from there, you're established. You expect people, you know, to open up the gates for you, man, but sometimes that ain't gonna work in your favor. Now, also it says that that's when things allegedly turn physical. Our sources tell us, now this is TMZ sources, our sources tell us Blue and a couple of buddies with him jumped the bouncer and then left. The guy had to be transported to a hospital by ambulance, where we're told he was treated for bruises and scratches that required sutures. So basically required stitches, sort of, you know what I mean? So they're saying that Blueface and his homeboys just took off on him because he wouldn't let him in without proper ID. Now that's a wild claim, man. I mean, most people, Blueface is the party. He bring the party with him, man. So anywhere he goes, it should be lit, man. So getting into one club or getting into one bar shouldn't be that important, man. What are they giving out free money in there? You know what I mean? But, you know, it is what it is. Now, I'm wondering with this story, do they have any video evidence? Because I have yet to see any video of Blueface and his homeboys jumping this dude. Because, I mean, just because they say it was Blueface doesn't mean it was Blueface. And the guard himself, or the security guard, or the bouncer or whatnot, he basically said he didn't ID him, so how does he know that was Blueface? If I was Blueface's lawyer, that's what I would be on anyway. You know what I mean? Like, how do you know for a fact you got jumped by Blueface? You didn't even get his ID. You know what I mean? That's for real, man. I guess the Googling part might help him out, but man, the story concludes by saying this. It says, we also got a hold of the photos showing the alleged injuries, and they look pretty gnarly. You could see the bouncer was left bloody. As for the cops, law enforcement sources tell us that they got a report of a fight at Skinny's a little after midnight, and that one person was hospitalized with minor injuries. Officers took a battery report, and now they're investigating. The alleged suspect's name hasn't been released. So, man, at this point, this is all speculation as far as I'm concerned, man, because I don't see anything that says Blueface officially was arrested or anything like that. So you got to shoot him some bail. This dude could be making this whole thing up, and hopefully Blueface and his homeboys ain't give dude the beats, man. You know what I mean? Because them pictures are wild, man. I wish I could show them, but you know how YouTube gets with that type of stuff. But what do you guys think about this situation? Do you think Blueface was really out here throwing the hands, man, getting down to the fisticuffs and packing out bouncers? Or do you think maybe this dude might have mistaken who he's talking about, and ain't no way Blueface is going out like that? Now, with that, this been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.